Hello, back again to this course, Golang Microservices full course, and today we will continue for the observability because in the previous video we have covered the OpenTelemetry, Jaeger, and Prometheus, Grafana. So now I want to share to you about the ELK centralized logging. So I think here the ELK is to structured JSON logs for this one, and then we will use Elastic, Logstash, and Kibana, and then this is for the auditing the logs. So I think we can continue, which is here. If you can see, I have this one, the MD file. For now, the objective is understanding the challenge of debugging in the multi-microservices. Then we will add the Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana to Docker Compose and send structured JSON logs from all microservice container to the Logstash. And then perform unified log search visualization in Kibana dashboard based on correlation ID or user ID. And then why we need a centralized log aggregation? If we debug failed transaction in production microservices, if we don't have the ELK, we have to SSH to the 5 different servers and then typing the Docker logs. Maybe if transfer, we will see the wallet service, transaction service, and user service for login maybe, or our service, and then ledger service, and etc. Yeah, I think. And then we need to match timestamps the manually, which is if the transaction is in this date and exact time, we need to search one by one. This is very takes an hours lah, and this is very tiring. And if we do with ELK, all the JSON logs will instantly sent to one centralized data bank, which is Elasticsearch, and we just type the correlation ID maybe or transaction ID in the Kibana search. Maybe also if we have idempotency key as well maybe, and then this is in Kibana search box, we can search, and then all the logs that transaction pass through from gateway to the database will appear in order within 1 second. This is very useful for real production application. So I think we can continue now. In here, I think I have already tried with temporary code that I have. So I want to see first here, hit checkout master, hit pull origin master, and hit checkout dash b branch new, which is feature 0455, I think, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, then this will be ELK. Okay, and I cd to the microservices right now, and then I think we will have this one, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana for now, and make sure that we have the Docker Compose works fine. I think I need to upgrade my resources here because sometimes Docker Compose is need a little bit. I think Elastic is need more, minimum 1 or 2 GB, I think, RAM. So this one should be need to add now here, I think, for if I'm not, if this is problem or not, I'm not sure. Let me check. The swap is 2 GB for now. 4 GB is very hard. I think I need to make activity monitor. My RAM is not very good. Okay, I have the minimum 2 GB, and then you can try with 2 GB. If not working, then we add. Okay, then I think for the first things I want to do is just here, and then okay, I think I will open the Safari now, and then I close my later I will close my Chrome to make sure that our RAM is enough. Then first I think I will go here to the env. I will add the ELK stack configuration inside the env.example. You can add as well in the .env and .env.development. Then I add the Elasticsearch until Kibana with the Logstash as well here. It should be here, yeah. And then yeah, here this is for disable security for local. This is expect security enable false. This is for local. And then limit RAM to prevent crash, which is this one. And then for the Logstash, this one also need to add the port and the TCP, and then the environment also add this one. I think this will works later. Then see, we need to add the Logstash address inside the API gateway here. I think all, maybe, yeah, I think all. First is 202 here. This one, okay, Logstash before hotel. I think we after hotel, yeah. Then Logstash in 256 here. Here, I think. Then 301. I think this is for all of the service, if I'm not mistaken. And then it should be the wallet service as well. 337. And then 371 here in the ledger service, and 414 and here. Then 458 here, every service actually, yeah. And then 492, then 533 here. Okay, and then add the Elasticsearch data, don't forget, and then done, I think. So, and then we need to go to the shared, if I'm not, maybe we have shared or not, yeah, we have shared here. We need to go to the shared, we add the Logstash address here in the config, I think, yep, in the config here. Logstash address with a 5% set default should be in here. Then done. We go to the logger. Actually, we need to change the logger, which is here. We have the logger here in the var logs slog. I add this one, which is mu for mutex. Mutex is basically to prevent the other, if the mutex open, then prevent the other to access the research. So only that mutex working is the I imagine this mutex in this file logger.co. If mutex here is activated, then other file cannot access. Yeah, that's the simple one. I think if I'm not correct, you can correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. Then here after correlation ID, I think I need this one, save writer, and then this one. Init, I think changing here, should be changing here. Okay, init log setup logger, then we add a init log here. Wait, here init logger, I think we can change here. Wait a second, here init logger, and then we change the setup logger here. I think here it should be, and then set default structured login is changed to this one, and then the logs here, new handler change, I think at the enter, I think, yeah, and then type logger config here, we add type logger config, and then get log address and etc is still the same. Okay, then should be fine. Then after that, the logger test, just function here, logger test, which one test, init logger info nil, this one here, must be pointer, quick fix, use context background, yeah. Let me test. Okay, good. Then I think done. And then I need to create the deployment Logstash here. Inside the deployment folder, we have a folder deployment. I add the ELK folder, and then I just delete, because this is not good. I think that ELK and logstash.conf, Logstash. Okay, here with this one. So input and filter and Elasticsearch, output to Elasticsearch, and Ruby debug for the codec. Yeah, then we can move on to the coding itself. Here in the API gateway, the setup is done, right? We just add here inside the log config cfg here, logger init logger with the API gateway, and then Logstash. Then inside here in the CMD audit service, we have init logger. I just remove this one. Here we add this one, and then as well for the out service here. Okay, actually just like this can be works, and then just remove, yeah, this one should be fine. And then we go to the ledger service here in the CMD. Yeah, here, then we add this one. Okay, then in the notification service we add this one, and this init logger we can just remove. Then payment service actually should be payment service, and then here and then inside, where is this scheduler service here, and then transaction service, I think, yeah, transaction service, ledger service, scheduler service, shared, and then transaction service here, and then user service. And then wallet service. Here. Okay, then it should be works for all. I just docker compose maybe make tidy first. Sorry, make build Linux, then go docker compose up. Yeah, after this I will pass the video for the docker compose up dash build dash d. Okay, so start it. I just close here. I close the Google Chrome and I just try with the Safari here how to test like we will do here to make sure that my RAM is not going up. If you can see here, the more 59% of CPU, and it should be also RAM is so much. It is in the Kibana. If you can see, the memory usage is 400 MB. That's a lot, I think, here, because usually it's not like this. So make sure that your Docker is minimum 2 GB for the container memory, because the other service like a Logstash, if you can see this, not more than, it is too big. Yeah, I think 200 is big. Let's see, the MongoDB is only 26 MB, though Minio is only 24. Then this is very big. Prometheus is only 14 MB. Yeah, this one is very big. Both of the Elasticsearch, sorry, not Elasticsearch, I think Logstash 200, Elasticsearch almost 700 MB. ELK. Kibana, how about Kibana? Kibana is 100, almost 200. That's a big change. Yeah, I think we can try now. So I think localhost, where is the localhost in the localhost? Let me see here. Later we will go, so we will need to check manually later. So I think before starting the Go microservice, the Logstash TCP out input on port net state test Logstash TCP input. Yeah, maybe you can manual test, but I think now I just want to send the request here to access the transaction logs. Here I think clear first with the curve, then IP gateway is healthy, then I cool this one. We should be written the credential error if I change to the secret password. Then my user, I think, yeah, I have the access token. Then to check generated index in filter is using this one, but we leave this one first. So I want to go to the Kibana here with a 170 here, sorry, 001. This is the Elasticsearch, and actually if you not clicking this one, if you are not open like this in the first time, you can try to skip first skip add integration. Don't add integration first. So we add integration is in here if you want to follow, or you just click add integration, no problem. So how to add integration first? I think I just want to go to the management and then stack management here, management, stack management, and then select the data views. Data views is where? Here, and create data view, or I think check for new data for now. Let me see here why I can get it. Okay, I have tried, and I think right, the problem is because Logstash is long, starting is so long, then this is cannot I mean the Elastic cannot get the data from Logstash because Logstash is not connect, and then I restart again with waiting a little bit longer for Logstash, maybe 20 seconds. Then now I have this view, which is you have data in Elasticsearch. Now create a data view. But if you still don't have this one, I think better to add the retry here in the save writer with a retry. This one, last attempt maybe like this, attempt reconnect if not connected, and last attempt was more than 5 seconds ago, and I'm not sure this can have or not, but if you want you can add something like this, but for now I just reject this one. I don't want to change anything here, so just wait for about 20 seconds and then go again with a login, and you can refresh this until you get the data. But if you have anything not works, feel free to comment in the comment section. And I want to create data view now, and then I see this one, Go Wallets logs, and I think the name should be Go Wallet logs here, Go Wallet logs with a asterisk. So I get the asterisk now, and then save data to the new save data view to the Kibana, and we go to the discover tab here, discover, and you will see waiting, and then we can see that service filtering logging here. I try with the new transfer after restarting my Docker Compose with the restart API gateway, out service, user service, only the service that I restart. Then I refresh, I got this one, which is, if you can see, I want to search this one here. Yeah, I get this idempotency key is this one. So yeah, okay, I think this one is done, and then you can see something like this. We have this idempotency key with the ID here. JSON is something like this. This is the data, and we can see that the timestamp is here. So yeah, I think we can end this video today. See you in the next video. Thank you.